and welcome to Venture Café Presents. I'm Christine Dunn. Joining me here right now is Milton Irving. He is the Executive Director for the Timothy Smith Network. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about the Timothy Smith Network. What is the purpose and mission of the organization?
The Timothy Smith Network was birthed actually in the 1800s.
Oh, wow.
Timothy Smith was a merchant of Roxbury. He actually owned 2 stores right across the street from the Roxbury Innovation Center. And he passed away in the 1800s, and he gifted the city around $30,000. At that point in time, it was a lot of money back in the 1800s. And that sat within the city's coffer from then to about 1996. And in his will, he stated that he wanted the money to go towards benefiting the people of Greater Roxbury, to go for the greatest need of those people in Roxbury. So then Mayor Menino and others developed the Timothy Smith Network. And that was about bridging the digital divide at that point, so putting technology into the city, in the community of Greater Roxbury. So we have now 29 computer labs centers within the Greater Roxbury area, the Innovation Center being one. So we provide technology, training, and ongoing support to these organizations every year. In 3 years, every 3 years they get new equipment. Every year they also get a $5,000 stipend to help towards operational costs. We have great partners like the Innovation Center and Microsoft and others who help donate software and equipment, and just support to make sure that we are able to leverage the equipment that's now in the community.
Now, when you're teaching these programs and these skills, are there particular programs that you focus on the most, or is there like kind of a breadth of programming?
There is a breadth of program. What we don't do is we don't tell the centers what to run. They already do a phenomenal job, so we just say, well, here's something that can help leverage the work that you're already doing and blend it in. But of course, now, in 2016, technology, coding is so important right now. We have GE moving into the city of Boston. So what does that mean? Are the people in the community prepared for opportunities like GE and others that are coming into the city? And so that's kind of what we're doing. We're pushing a little bit of being able to increase the knowledge level of technology so that people are truly prepared for the opportunities.
So it's a real workforce development effort.
It's very holistic, and definitely workforce development is a part of what we do and what we preach.
So then as part of that, how do you prove efficacy? Like how do you prove that these labs are really helping to achieve that goal?
Well, every year we do have statistics. So we know how many people are using each computer. We know how many programs are run in the city or in the labs. We know how many people are completing the classes. Some of the centers have workforce development programs where we know how many people went on to either further their education or got placed in job placement. So we have those numbers, which will then show us that we're doing the work and the work that is needed.
How do you kind of create an ecosystem that helps to promote that so that you can really know that a person who comes in then can follow through on that, goal of trying to get back out into the workforce?
Partnerships. It's all about partnerships. I think there are so many different nonprofits within the city of Boston. What we tend to do is to see where we can bring added value and also bring kind of that blended experience. We are great at being able to reach the lower level individual in terms of their expertise of technology. Then we have an articulation agreement with Bunker Hill. So we're able to say, okay, well, you're looking for new students. We have folks that we are training. Here's an opportunity to create that pathway and on-ramp for that opportunity. Then you have like the Innovation Center, which is amazing, right? It's this hub of different programs and services, entrepreneurship. So then how do we get people excited about what's going on so that people can take advantage of what's going on here, take that into our labs, and then vice versa. So it's that true ecosystem of partnerships, relationships, bringing added value and bridging gaps.
Specifically here at the Roxbury Innovation Center, how many computers are you having here? What's the setup?
Well, they are going to have, I believe, 28 different pieces of technology, mostly laptops. And it'll be great because this is a space where it's flexible. You'll be able to kind of move around. So it's not the typical behind the desk, monitor, teacher up front. That's the one thing about education. I mean, if you look at the span over 60 years or so, things have changed in our world. The way we eat, the way we use our vehicles, everything has changed. But except for teaching, right? It's usually just the desk, the teacher, But we want to change that, and this space is a part of that change, where we really understand how people are learning, and we want to give them a different atmosphere for learning, real creativity.
When you talk about technology, I mean, you can use the skills that you're talking about in many, many different contexts.
Correct.
So how do you reach the people who are taking these programs to show them the different types of applications in which they might be able to use this?
That's a good question, and there's so many different applications in which they use it. And so what we try to do is understand where they're at presently and where they might want to go, and then figure out how we can blend in the technology into that space. So not one size fits all type of scenario. So we'll provide kind of an entree, if you will, a plate of different things that they might have interest in. And then we'll explain to them how this could feed into the job in which you might want to go after in the future. But the main thing about partnerships and relationships is creating that social contract. And that's a big thing for what we do, is that we don't just say we're having an agreement with an organization to come in to run programs. What we say is we have a social contract with the community, whereas we say to them, we see who they are as individuals, and it's not just about checking a box and saying, oh, we did great work in the community, but that we're vested and invested in their lives and in the betterment of the community. That's the biggest thing in the world, that people understand that we're not here today and gone tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And the Timothy Smith Network has been here since '96. This is 2016, and we're still here, and we will still continue to be here. So that is the main thing in terms of getting people interested in the work that you're doing, is that they trust you, mm-hmm. and they value your word.
This is wonderful, Milton. Well, thank you so much
thank
for
you for
joining us
having
here
me
today. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. For the Venture Cafe Presents, I'm Christine Dunn.